We'll make a start. We weren't meant to start till 4 anyway, so thank you everyone for turning up on time, really appreciate it. For those of that you don't know, the agenda today is I'll be talking on just a general overview of what we're going to do today and the 40th anniversary. And then we're going to get Dakshina Mataji, who's going to do on child protection. And then after that, Shri Dharma will do a talk and then finish by Krishna Pura Mataji at the end. Yeah? So we should be, oh sorry, we start the main guy. Bhanubai will do a talk in between that on health and safety. But as a few of you, as you're walking in, I heard people say, is this the health and safety training? Yeah. So how many of you think this is the health and safety training?
All of us.
How many of you think this is the volunteers training? Thank you. This is the reason I wanted to make that distinction is for many years, people have seen this event in terms of the training that we try and do today as the health and safety. And 4 or 5 years ago, that's exactly what it was. It was to get everyone to a point where we had no health and safety training, so we wanted to make sure everyone appreciated that we did something. Hopefully, as many of you I know have done volunteering for many years, and you'll know that it's more than health and safety now. It's about trying to help you guys deliver the best service for the guests that are coming. So actually today is actually a volunteers training day to give you a little bit more than just the health and safety, which we will cover, but it's about other things to make sure that any guest that comes and asks you a question or asks you advice outside of the setting, that you at least have a reasonable answer. If you don't, you know where to go. Yeah. So I just wanted to make that point. Okay, so as I've already said, this is the running order for today. Child protection, Dakshina Mataji will talk about it, and it's, I really would like you to pay close attention to that, because it's not anything major, but we've never done it before, so we really want you to be aware of what the legal side and the protection, that the manor specifically is involved in, and it just makes sure that when it's to do with festivals, who's actually the person you need to talk to. Okay, so I can see this is going to be me looking at the door every 2 seconds. So to start this off, the 40th anniversary. How many people know what the 40th anniversary is all about? Okay. So if I pick someone at random, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the 40th anniversary about?
Since we started Pilgrimage in 1973,
right. Okay.
It's 40 years celebration.
Yeah, spot. It's actually it's 90% there. The most important bit that's is actually the 40 years since the deities were actually initiated. You were going to say that, right? That's it. So it's actually 40 years this janmashtami when Prabhupada installed the deities, and obviously the main reason everyone comes here is purely for the worship of the deities. And the reason, what we try to do this year, and the reason why this is a lot earlier than we've done it before, is we're trying to use the 40th anniversary to try and make some changes, because in the next 40 years we want to make sure that you guys as volunteers, that we make your enjoyment of the festivals as good as we've made the guests' enjoyment of the festivals. Yeah? And this training is the starting point of that. So just to give you, we've never done this before, and this year we consciously wanted to make sure you guys are fully aware of what us, as the festival committee and for festivals, how we've actually come around a lot of the images that you'll see for Janmashtami specifically, but this year it's actually the same imagery for the whole year and the 40th anniversary. And it's around the 40th anniversary brand message. And although it may sound the next 3 slides that I'm trying to give you a marketing spiel, I promise you it's not. It's actually, you know, when you're watching your TV program and you see an advert, there's something that, there's a reason there's a reason why they do that. There's an image that you get in your mind, right? And we want to go through these slides. So if any of your friends or family or guests come and ask you about the 40th, straight away you know what it means to you inside, so you can say it in a nice, even though you might be tired on Janmashtami or whatever. So that's why I'm just going to share with you all the positive elements of the reason for doing the 40th anniversary specific branding. So just to the key words along the top, so the why, the how and the what. The why is really, why do we want you to understand about the 40th anniversary specifically. It's really so that when you're asked about the 40th anniversary, there's an appreciation to why we've done it. Why is the 40th anniversary so important for the manor? And as I've already started saying, it's actually for us to understand that the deities were installed on that day. And then it's embracing what's happened over the last 40 years. And when Shuddharma does his talk, you get a flavour of what 40 years has meant in terms of the senior devotees at the temple. And then it's actually, we're going to be very focused. So throughout the year, a lot of you may already have seen, we're going to do a lot of changes to the festival. So the first Gurpunim festival, we try to make it slightly different. So a lot of people were invited to do training specifically for the Gurpunim. And then a lot of the settings for Gurpunim were slightly changed. But the most prominent one was Ram Navami a couple of weeks ago. You saw the boat lila. Now that's the first that we've done it. And Kamal Prabhu should, whenever you see Kamal Prabhu, for those that don't know, give him a pat on the back. That was his. So if you enjoyed what you saw, it's actually his team and his inspiration. So that's the kind of thing that we want to do. So Janmashtami always had a focus because it's so big. The other festivals, unfortunately, have not had as big a focus. This year we want to make sure every festival has a real energy about it. So that's what the focus is about. The how is obviously, as you'd appreciate, it is about glorifying the holy name and enlightenment and make this year momentous compared to other years. And the what, very quickly, is actually to allow more opportunities for things like this, so extra training where needed. So if you're working in specific areas where you may need more training, and I don't mean training because we want you to become expert at doing, cutting some vegetables. If you're in the kitchen, it's not to make you better cooks or anything like that. It's actually about delivering from the spiritual side, that if you work in areas like the queuing team, for example, last week we had the queuing team for the festivals. A lot of the time they have a lot of opportunities to talk to guests and to calm, guests are waiting for 2-3 hours. There's a lot of opportunities to just walk along the queue. You've got to stand there anyway. So if you can walk along the line and actually just engage with them in a nicer way, in a different way, it helps them alleviate their tension for queuing. And it's many of those things. And then it's actually trying to make sure that you guys as volunteers, you guys as volunteers also get appreciated for Janmashtami. Just a very quick note, hands up those people on Janmashtami specifically that work more than 8 hours. I'd be very surprised if I didn't see, it's a majority of you give your time and commitment for more than 8 hours. If you count the 2 days of Janmashtami, it's probably greater than 30 odd hours when you count the biggest Janmashtami falls over 1.5 days virtually. There's a lot of engagement. And what we found in previous years, we've not allowed you to actually enjoy the day because we're so fixated in making sure that the guests have enjoyed their day that sometimes we've not done as much as we can. So this year we really want to make sure that we try and allow you to have a bit of enjoyment of the festival day. And Bhanu's training and Mataji, when she talks about the VCC side, that will give you an enlightenment as to what we want to do from now until Janmashtami itself. Yeah? So this is just the top 3 elements. So it's again, I'm not going to read it out to you, but if you can just take a few minutes just to read the three titles at the top are actually the 3 pillars that we're going to build a lot of the messaging that you may have already seen in the reception area and around the temple. So around Janmashtami itself, specifically, you're going to see these 3 areas be the pivotal point for a lot of the texts and literature that we have around the festivals. And then more importantly, from actually 2 weeks ago onwards, there's a lot of programs throughout the year that have been set up specifically to appreciate the 40th anniversary. So you might have seen some of those posters around the manor as well. Hands up those guys that have actually attended some of the 40th anniversary extra sanghas that have been laid up. Okay. Seriously, if you, because I know a lot of the faces here come to the manor very regularly. So the notice boards in the front, just outside this room, and actually just as you enter the shoe area on that door, there's actually posters on there. So please, if you find the time, please look out for them, because they are, the smaller programs up to janmashtami are actually for you guys. It's to make sure that we, as many of you can engage in those 40th memories as much as possible. I don't want to steal Shukri's thunder, but how many of you have actually been here serving the deities for more than 15 years? Okay. Actually, I'm surprised it's not one. So how many of you come to the temple for more than 15 years? Okay. So that's the point, right? So all of you really should be engaging. It's like having your 20th birthday or 40th birthday and enjoying it with the person whose birthday it is, right? So we really want to make sure that you guys really embrace that as well. Okay. Is she here? Is she here?
Shuri Prabhu is running late, so if we can do health and safety first.
Yeah. Is that right?